Well, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gents. I hope you are all keeping well and keeping busy. I wanted to do another video focusing on a couple of different products that I've reviewed recently. The first one is a piece of software which I think is absolutely incredible called Apply Design. Basically, it's a virtual staging software. There's no software required. It's all done via their website. All the processing and rendering is done themselves, which is absolutely brilliant. So it doesn't take up loads of resources on your computer and all that sort of stuff. And recently they have, in fact a while ago, they introduced the ability to be able to virtually stage not just normal photos, still photos, but also 360 virtual tour photos, which is incredible. They've also introduced another feature very recently, which I think is still in the beta phase, but it does seem to work very well, that actually gives people the ability to automatically remove furniture from rooms if there's furniture in there. So we're not going to be looking at that side of things today. What we're going to be looking at is creating and virtually staging a virtual tour taken with another piece of equipment, a camera that I reviewed a while ago, which is also absolutely brilliant, and that is the Trisio Lite 2. This little thing is fantastic. I mean, it's small, it's incredibly easy to use. It's just great. What basically happened is I tried to find a vacant property for me to shoot, and it was harder than I thought it would be. Basically, contacting people and saying, have you got a property that I can basically pop into and take some free photos for you just for this video? I always say to people, don't ever do virtual tours free of charge if you're doing it for your business. But as this was just for me to record a YouTube video, I basically just approached a couple of agents and said, I'll pop into the house, do some free 360 photos for you. You can use the tour if you want to. Absolutely no one got back to me, which is, surprising, to be honest. But so what's happened is that the kind people over at Trisio have sent me over a set of photos to use. So we'll be using those ones, just a selection of them, just to give you an idea about what the quality looks like with the Trisio 360 photos, and it's incredibly impressive. And then what we'll do is we'll chuck all those photos into Apply Design, and we'll add some furniture into the room, have some fun with it, show you how to use it, and then we'll put it all into a virtual tour using 3D Vista. And then we'll look at the final result. So without further ado, let's hop onto the computer and start taking a look. Okay, so what I wanted to start off by doing is just taking a quick look at the images that come from the Trisio Lite 2 camera. As I mentioned before, I've been absolutely blown away by the quality of the photos that come out of this camera, especially for the price of it. And I mean, compared to cameras like the Ricoh Theta Z1 and those sort of cameras, it's definitely up there. The thing with the Trisio is that it is photo only. So obviously with the Z1 you can take 360 video into 360s, you can take 360 video. This is photos only, but if we open one up here, you can see straight away that the image is really, really sharp. You only get JPEG photos from the Trisio Lite 2, so there's no DNG option. However, the Trisio does all of the HDR processing in camera, and it does a very, very, very good job. You can see that we've got plenty of detail in the shadow areas. The outside windows aren't completely blown out. There's minimal stitching errors. I mean, I rarely see stitching errors, and when I do, they are very small. So I mean, I'm viewing this image on a massive 49-inch ultra-wide monitor, and it looks sharp to me. So even when it's on a mobile phone, it's just going to look even better. So let's just go through a few different images. Let's say, white balance is nailed pretty much. It's a little bit yellow for my liking, that one. But yeah, you can see that even in smaller rooms, the stitching is perfect on there. I can't see initially any errors on that one at all. So Yeah, highly recommend taking a look at the Trisio Lite 2 if you are looking at getting a 360 camera. I'll pop a link to my YouTube review video of the Trisio up at the top now, so you can take a look at that. And I'll also pop a link in the video description below if you are looking at purchasing one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a quick look at 3D Vista. So I'm just going to open 3D Vista up. This isn't going to be a massive sort of 3D Vista tutorial. If you're interested in finding out more about 3D Vista, again, I have got a video on that, so I'll pop that up at the top as well. But I just wanted to show you how we're going to put the tour together in order to be able to view the empty room and then click on a button and then view the staged room. Okay, so I've uploaded a selection of photos that were sent over to me kindly from the staff over at Trisio. So thank you to the person who has provided these photos for me to use. And I've just done some basic sort of virtual tour edits on here. So I've added some hotspots in. They're very easy to add in. You basically just drag over the image that you want to navigate to, and then that's job done. So this one here will basically take us to here. And then this one here will take us into this one here, okay? And this is the image here that we're going to be adding the furniture into. So you remember earlier on that I mentioned also about the nadir at the bottom here. Again, with a Trisio, you can automatically add a cap over it to cover up the tripod or whatever it may be. But in 3D Vista, there's an even easier way of doing it. So if we just come to caps, and then click on tripod cap settings up here, and then we can double click on the tripod cap, and then obviously that's way too big, so we can just adjust it up in the right hand corner here until we start seeing those lines that were there, and then just cover those up like so. The great thing is as well is that if you've got loads of other photos in here and you want to apply this to all of them, all you do is you just click apply config to, select all, and then click done. So they have all now got that tripod cap added, which is great. So what we'll do now is we'll head over to the Apply Design website. I have already logged in. Basically the way, just to recap very quickly, that Apply Design works, as I say, it is all web-based, so there's no software required for you to download. The great thing with that is that digital renders can take up a lot of sort of graphics card, GPU power, CPU power. Basically, you need a pretty strong computer to be able to run rendering software. Because this is all online, all the rendering is done on Apply Design servers, so you can have a reasonably slow computer and still use this software, which is absolutely fantastic. And it basically works around a token system. So if I just click on pricing here, you pay as little as $7 per coin. So the more you buy, the cheaper it's going to be. So it says here, if you buy more than 20 Apply coins at once, each coin will cost you $7. Okay. If you're buying a lower amount, then obviously it's going to be $10 per coin. And basically uploading and editing a 2D image costs you 1 coin, and then 360 images cost 2 coins each. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find that image, and I'm going to click on it and drag it in here. Okay, I have already got a location saved for this, but you can create multiple locations, which basically keeps all of your projects organized. So if you're rendering loads of different rooms in one property, then you can just add all those different renders to the same location. So if I click on next, let's call this living room render. Here you can see the feature that I mentioned earlier on that Apply Design are introducing, which is removing furniture from an image. So if you've got tables and chairs and all that sort of stuff in there, then this will automatically try and remove all of that furniture for you. So I'm not going to do this now because, to be honest, there's no furniture in here apart from a table and a TV unit. But it's also in beta stage at the moment. So once this has come out of beta stage, I'll probably do another video on that for you. So don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you get notified of when that video goes live. I've got 360 selected here, so it's telling me that it's going to cost me 2 coins, and then I'm just going to click on continue and then upload. Okay, so off it goes up into the cloud, and it's telling me that it's going to take, estimated processing time is 1 to 5 minutes. So I can follow the progress of this, and I say normally it takes about 5 to 10 minutes to do. But the great thing is that Apply Design will send you an email once the image has all been uploaded onto their servers and it's ready for you to edit. So we'll pop back in a second and start the editing process once it's all ready to go. Okay, well that took around, I'd say, about 7 minutes or so to upload. So if you do ever have any issues with uploading, then there is a chat button in the bottom left-hand corner where you can get in touch with the team over at Apply Design, and they're normally pretty good. They normally just push it through for you. So right, what we're going to do is we're going to click on Edit, and let's get adding some furniture. So first of all, you can see on the left-hand side here that we've got a number of different selections that we can choose. So the first one is room bundles. So you'll see here that we've got living rooms, dining bedroom, child's bedrooms, so on and so forth, loads of different selections. But if we click on living rooms here, you can see that we've got an absolute ton of pre-made layouts that we can add into our empty rooms. So I did choose one that I quite liked earlier, which was this one here. So we click on it and it basically gives you all of the individual images that are inside the collection to add in. So let's click on this rug and click add. And there we go. So you see that's way too big at the moment. So if we click on it and then just come over to size, and then we can just reduce it down in size like so. And then we'll place that in here. You can rotate it as well. If you hold down the right mouse button, you can just rotate like this just to line it up. And there we go. Okay, so that's the rug in place. Those pictures, I'm probably going to choose some other ones, so I'm going to skip those for now. What I normally do is add the big stuff in first and then the small stuff at the end. So let's get the sofa in as well. There we go. So we'll place that and then rotate. You see that's way too big. So we'll just come over to the size button and just reduce that down. And there we go. Right, let's just reduce it maybe a little bit more. No, it's too small now. There we go. Okay. So I'm just going to rotate this a little bit just to line it up with the flooring. There we go. Now you can see when I click on this, you see this little red section on the right here. That's basically because we've got this wall coming down here. So it's just basically telling you that that section is going to be hidden in the final render, which is good because obviously the sofa is just sort of going behind this wall a little bit, which is great. So what we'll do now is we'll add in one of these here. This is a nice little ottoman. So it's just loading that in, and then we will place that there and make it a little bit smaller. And it shows you, when you do hold down right click, it shows you where the front is as well, which is quite handy. So we'll pop that there, make it just a tiny bit smaller. There we go. Okay, so what else have we got to add in here? So we've got the coffee table, so we'll click on that. I probably won't show you me going through all of this because it's going to take, oh, hang on, clicked on the wrong thing there. It's going to take a bit of time, but we'll just go through adding a few bits and pieces in, and then I'll probably, we'll see how we get on, but I might have to speed it up a bit just to make it a little bit faster. Okay. There we go. And then let's add this plant in here. Let's move that over here. Just there, I think that's good. And what else have we got? We've got our floor lamp, so we'll add that in. put that next to here. Again, a little bit too big for my liking, so we'll reduce the size of that. And then we need to add a TV in here, so let's just get this candle added. Let's pop it over there. There we go, excellent. So that's in there. So let's head back here and we'll go back to furniture. There is another selection at the bottom here that you can see it's the same location, which is really, really handy. So it basically says use the furniture you've already placed in other images in the same location to create consistency. So if we were editing another one of these photos, then say one that was taken from here, then we can click on same location and we can basically add in all the same stuff that we added into the other one, which is fantastic. So let's click on furniture and just search for TV. And we'll come down here and let's use this one here. Add. Excellent. Okay, so we've got our TV in there, and now let's just have a look at a couple of other pieces that we can add in. I'm going to go to art, and after we've done this one, I will speed this up a little bit, and then we can look at getting it exported and then added into 3D Vista. So in fact, I'm going to search for here we go. So we're going to add these ones on the wall. Here. So let's make them a tiny bit smaller. Okay. It's very difficult to not to click around too much in here. It gets rather addictive. So one other thing I found the other day, which is just a little bit of fun, is you can add a little cat. So I'm going to put a little cat sleeping on here. Turn it around. There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Sorry if you're more of a dog fan. So what I'll do is I'll carry on adding some more stuff in. I'm just going to work on this from here and add a couple of more bits in, and then we will get this all exported. Okay, there we go. So I think you can see pretty well that we've pretty much done everything. It's always worth just taking another little quick look around and seeing if there's any sort of, heavy red bits that you can see. I think this here will be okay. You can see there's a little bit of red at the top there, but we can just get this rendered and then we'll take a look. If you do spot any errors in the render, then you can always re-render it. It's not a problem at all. And what it will do is it will actually, in fact I can see a bit of red there. There we go. It will remember the renders that you've done, so you don't need to worry about sort of losing any of your previous work. So I've added a nice little sort of office area in here. In fact, let's get a painting on the wall there. So I add and get that on the wall there. Perfect. Okie dokie. So You do have the option to view full screen, so you can click on this and view your render full screen. I won't do that because I've got a massive ultra-wide monitor, so it'll look a bit weird for you guys. So yeah, I've added some bits and pieces, got some books on the shelf here and some shelves in the kitchen and utensils and so on and so forth. But as I said, you can go absolutely nuts with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on render, and then I always recommend showing advanced settings and then doing it at its original resolution, especially if you're shooting with a one-shot camera like the Ricoh Theta or the Trisio Lite 2, whatever it may be, because obviously then you're going to get the biggest size possible. And then you've got your output format, so you can output in TIFF, which is recommended if you're going to be doing any extra editing work on it in Photoshop or whatever it may be. But for now, I'm just going to export this in JPEG and then just keep this at new. They basically just released a new render engine, which just makes the lighting look a lot more natural and accurate. So let's click on render and let's send it off to Apply Design, and their computers will work their magic. And it says here 4 to 8 minutes, so we'll follow the progress of that. And what I'll do in the meantime is I'll start rendering another one of the rooms as well. Then we'll put it all together in 3D Vista. Okay, so that is the renders done. Let's take a quick look at the living room one. This is the moment of truth. Here we go. So if we move around here, we've got our kitchen stuff here. You can see that this is quite close to the bottom of that cupboard. But I did forget to show you one thing, which was you can actually take a look at the, you can preview the renders. So when you click on the item, for a lot of them it says preview render, so you can basically just click on it and see what it's going to add in there, because initially it didn't have these bottles on the top. And then we've got our books here, we've got our flowers on the table, and then we've got all of our furniture in here with a little cat on the chair there, which looks great. I mean, you'll see that the job it does with the lighting is, well, I say the shadows, is just absolutely brilliant. You see the shadow behind the TV here from the TV unit, the shadows of the wall from the plant, which is going to be coming from this light source here. And then if we move around to the office, we've got all of our office set up with the rug on the floor. And yeah, we're good to go. So all you do from there, basically just click on download. That will download the image for you. I have done one more for the bedroom. So what we'll do is we will now open up 3D Vista and let's add those images in. So if I can come here and click on Add Media, Import Panorama, and then Standard Panorama, and then we will do this one and this one. I'm going to call this bedroom staged. Okay, we'll do that one and that one. Open, and it's going to load those two in for us. There we go, so they're at the bottom here. So if we click on that one, and then settings, I'm going to untick this, and then untick this. So what we're going to want to do is come onto our image here, and then what we can do is we can add in some hotspots to navigate back to this area here. So we just pop that there, and then that one there. And then we're going to add in our own image. Let's do it in white. And let's pop it, where should we put this? Let's put it here. So we'll put the little eye here, and then we're going to add in some text to say view furniture. There we go. And then what we need to do is set an action for this hotspot. So we're going to get it to open panorama, and we want to do living room staged, and then you can choose for it to be the same spot as the current media. So wherever you're looking in the current panorama, it will stay in the same place and just change the 360 image to the staged version. And then what we need to do is come to the staged version, and in fact what we'll do is we'll copy these and then paste them in here. Okay, and then we'll say change this to remove furniture. Okay, and then change the action for this one to open the original image, same spot as current media. Done. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly do this for the bedroom upstairs, and then we'll have a look at the final tour. Okay, so we are ready to rock and roll. So what I've done, just to recap, is we've done both of the renders. So we've done one for the living room in here, and we've also done one for the bedroom upstairs. Obviously I could have done more in different rooms, but I'd just be repeating the same process over and over again. So this is really just to give you an idea of how Apply Design works when using the Trisio Lite 2 camera. The other thing that I've done is, this is more of a sort of a 3D Vista feature, but I thought I'd just show you this. You just create like a little custom, well, semi-custom skin. What we've got here is a menu on the side, so we can just navigate directly to different rooms. So let's do entrance hall and living room and bedroom. Okay, so what we could do is get this to open up the entrance hall image, and you can basically choose where you want to be looking, which is a good idea from the side menu. So you can say, right, I want the viewer to be facing into the living room here, and then we'll do the same for the living room. Done. Okay, so the great thing with this, and the great thing with 3D Vista is it is massively customizable. So you can create these skins You can change all the colors, you can change all the text, but these are all pre-made for you. So you basically upload the pre-made skin and then just edit it to your liking, which saves a ton of time. Okay, so right, what we'll do is we will now click on preview. That'll basically give us a full preview of this tool, and we can take a look at our work. So here we go. So we've got the side menu here, and then we've got our navigation here. So let's move forward and then forward into here. So we've got our empty room, and again, you remember earlier on I put a command onto this button here to show the staged version. So we click on that, and then all the furniture magically appears in the room, looking great. And then if we want to remove it, we simply just click on this here, and then away it goes. Okay, so let's move into here, and then let's head upstairs. And we'll go into the bedroom, where we've done the same thing. So this is giving you, again, a good idea of the quality of the Trisio images. You can see the door here looks really nice and sharp. You can see all the detail in the grain of the wood and all that sort of stuff. So, if we, from here, click View Furniture, and boom, there we go. We've got our bedroom all nice, looking lovely. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's just brilliant. It really is absolutely fantastic. And so let's just head back into the office for some final thoughts. Well, there we have it. And I think you'll agree that these two products together are really just a match made in heaven. The Trisio is a great little camera. It's so quick and easy to use. And Apply Design is, again, just a doddle. And it's great fun. Really good fun to use. Sometimes I can get a bit carried away, sort of scrolling through all the furniture and accessories and all that sort of stuff. So you do need to make sure if you do start using it that you start favoriting items that you like, otherwise you'll just be trying to find them forever. So if you are just starting out a virtual tour business, I would definitely recommend looking at adding virtual staging into your repertoire, as to say. Also, just to remind you, I have just released a brand new training course basically based around the business of virtual tour photography. So I will pop a link to that course in the description below, as I will for all the other products. So if you're interested in purchasing the Trisio or 3D Vista that we took a look at, because I have got a training course on that as well, which you do actually get free if you purchase 3D Vista through my website. So do take a look at the links below if you're interested. And obviously just all the good stuff, if you could make sure that you click the like button, and even better, hit the subscribe button as well, and turn on the notifications if you haven't done so already. From the statistics, a lot of the people that look at my videos aren't actually subscribed, so please do, and I will promise to keep churning out as much content as I can alongside my busy 360 business and photography business schedule. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to making another video for you all soon. Take care.